Let's make what I call instant rajma. And for this particular recipe, we're going to take cooked rajmas, which are available in the tinned form overseas. Now, these have only been boiled, and as you can see, they are perfectly cooked and mushy already. They also have a little bit of juice with them, which we're going to use in our gravy. Along with this, I'm going to use our frozen pre-chopped onions, which means no cutting and chopping for you. Pre-made Punjabi rajmas, which are pre-packaged, are of course available. But let me make it very clear that they just don't compare to the fresh homemade taste of the rajmas that you're going to make within minutes with me today. So I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's take a big bowl, and in this bowl, which will accommodate at least two portions of rajma, because the can is about 300 to 400 grams of rajma, and we are going to add about 100 grams of onions to it. Now I'm adding about a tablespoon of oil into this bowl, and that is more than enough for cooking our entire rajma masala. Let's add a little bit of cumin seeds, that is zira. So I have put in about a teaspoon of it over there. To that, I'm adding just about 1/4 of a teaspoon of haldi for color. And I'm also going to put in about half a teaspoon of red chili powder. Now, red chili powder is something you can decide how much you want to put. I'm putting in a bay leaf, but that's about all as far as whole spices are concerned. I know in a lot of households, um, black cardamom, a little bit of cloves, etc. also used. If that's the flavor you want, you're most welcome to use that. What I am going to use into this is rajma masala. So this is a pre-made masala that you can carry from here. A lot of brands like MDH, Everest, etc. have this. And because this already has a blend of all the masalas, you don't need to carry individual masalas separately. For flavor, I'm also going to add a whole chili. This is not for heat, only for flavor, so I'm not cutting it into small pieces. And I'm going to add a little bit of ginger garlic paste. So I'm going to put in about a teaspoon and a half of ginger garlic paste into the spices. Let's give all of this a nice stir. And before we start doing anything else, I'm going to put this into the microwave to make sure that my spices cook through. We don't want the taste of raw spices. So I'm going to put that in, and I'm going to put this on high for 1 minute. This is a 850-watt microwave, which is what you would usually have at most of your halls of residences. I've got 100 grams of these frozen chopped onions over here, which is going to make a good two portions. But if you feel that you want more gravy in your rajma, all you need to do is increase all the ingredients till this point. Let's have a look at how our spices are doing. And this looks perfect. As you can see, all the oil is separated, and that is an indication that our spices and the ginger garlic paste is now cooked through. To this, I'm going to add these frozen onions, and I'm going to stir these around. Now, the other good thing about these frozen onions is that they cook very quickly, because already the water component in the onions has in a way separated from the solids. So it helps in cooking the onions very, very quickly in the microwave. Let's put this right back in, and I'm going to put it in for another minute now. So this is another recipe where the bulk of the work is going to be done by the microwave, not by you. So at this point, while you're waiting around, you can easily go do some other jobs, make a phone call, answer an email, write a message, whatever. Basically, you don't need to monitor this either. You could make the same recipe on a stove top as well if you like, but it will take a lot longer. And also you will have to constantly monitor it, whether it is to roast your spices, your onions, make the gravy, whatever. So this is an easier way. Let's have a look at our mixture now. And as you can see, the onions are beginning to soften. Let's give this a stir. So this is the only thing in microwave cooking, that you do have to occasionally give it a stir so that everything gets cooked evenly. Once I've stirred it, I'm going to now put it right back in, and let's give this 2 minutes now. I'm going to speed up this video a little bit here now, because I'm sure you don't want to watch the counter for 2 whole minutes. So I have sped it up, and with the speeding up, this is now nearly 2 minutes up, and we will be able to see what happens in 2 minutes. So you'll be able to see here, God, this is really hot, right? Use something to hold it with. You don't want to burn your fingers. So here you can see that the onions are beginning to now melt into the gravy, and all the ingredients are becoming cohesive. And at this stage, I'm going to add salt into this. Salt helps in drawing out even more moisture from the onions, which means that they will become absolutely smooth in the gravy and not be separated as little pieces in the gravy. We'll get a smooth gravy after that. So I'm going to put this back into the microwave now for yet another minute. And I'm going to, at the same time, speed up this video so that you don't have to watch the counter and get bored unnecessarily. So if we go back and calculate, so far all that we have done is, apart from putting some stuff into the bowl, we have actually used the microwave to cook this gravy for a total of about 4 minutes, which is a mere fraction of what it would take if we were cooking this traditionally in a cooker or on a stovetop. So our ringer has gone off again. I'm going to pull this out, and you'll be able to see that the onions are cooked to almost a mush. I'm going to now press these down and smash them a little bit more, give it a nice stir, and we're going to put this in to cook for just 1 more minute, because I really want a nice, smooth, velvety gravy with our rajma. Please make sure that you're using oven gloves or a kitchen towel to handle this bowl, as they get very, very hot in the microwave as well, because we're cooking them for long periods. And at the same time, once again, let me speed up this video so that we can get on with our recipe, and you can utilize this time as you please. And at this stage, when I pull it out, you will see there will be a big difference in the way the onion looks. And this is the stage when I will add more moisture into it, into the gravy, in the form of tomato puree. So with the magic of technology, our 1 minute will be up in a matter of seconds now. And I'm going to pull this out. And now if you see, you'll be able to tell that the onions are more or less smooth and mixed in with all the other spices. Do you see that? So I'm going to just mush them up a little bit, and I'm going to add in about 3 tablespoons of tomato puree into this. That is enough in my opinion, but if you like your gravy, your rajma gravy, to be more tangy, feel free to add another half a tablespoon into this. Now I'm going to put this right back into the microwave to cook the tomato puree through, and for that I'm going to give it another 1 minute to cook. Now, as I had mentioned earlier, I am using a 850-watt microwave over here. If you find that the one that you're using is more or less in wattage, all that you need to do is reduce or increase the time in inverse proportion. What does that mean? That if it is of a higher wattage, your microwave is of a higher wattage, decrease the cooking time a little bit, and if it is of a lower wattage than 850, then increase the cooking time a little bit. And if that is too confusing for you to do on your own, there are innumerable free calculators, microwave timing calculators online, which you can use. So now once again, let's have a look at how our gravy is coming along. Okay, you can see that the fat is separated, and that means our tomato puree is also cooking along very, very nicely. Let's give it a nice mix. I'm going to give this gravy a little bit of a taste test. I want to make sure it is nicely seasoned. So if I want to add any more red chilies or if I want to add in any salt, this is a good point to put it in. Salt, of course, I can put later also. Now at this stage, I'm going to add all of those boiled red beans, red kidney beans or rajma into my gravy along with the juices that it came in the tin with. And I'm going to give all of this a really nice thorough stir, and I'm going to add just a little bit more tomato puree into this. I've put in about a tablespoon more because I felt that I wanted a more vibrant color and tang in my gravy. Here I'm also going to add in a little bit of water to this gravy. So I've added in about half a cup because when I cook all of those onion paste and tomato and the rajma together now in the microwave, the gravy is going to thicken up further. So I've stirred this nicely, and so I'm going to put this entire mixture back into the microwave now and cover it with a plate so that there are no splashes. Otherwise, I'll have to clean up the microwave later. And I'm going to cook this now for another minute and a half or so. So while this is cooking, finally, let's talk about a few very important points to take on board in this recipe. One, you noticed that I cooked the dry spices without adding any moisture to them, which is very important because once you add moisture to the dry spice, it will not cook any further. Also, when I added the onions, I made sure that the onions had come to a totally mushy stage before I added any tomato puree to it. Again, the same principle, because if I had added extra moisture, the onions would not have melted into the masala, right? Number three, it is very important that you use your own discernment in terms of how spicy you like it, how smooth or thick or thin you like your gravy, since your taste is the most important to enjoy this meal. Now let's have a look at what our rajma is looking like. Let me remove the plate. This is coming along really nicely. Let me give it a stir, and I'm going to let this cook on for just 1 more minute. This is our final 1 minute, and after this, our rajma will be ready to eat. So throughout this video, you would have seen various pictures popping up of ingredients. Now, I want you to understand that these are pictures that were easily available to me, but I am under no circumstances recommending any brand or any supermarket. These are easily available across brands and supermarkets overseas, and you can buy from wherever you like, wherever the price point suits you. Once again, I have sped up the video for your benefit, and hence our timer is about to go off now. So let's have a look. Our rajma is absolutely ready and looks delicious. Let me show this to you. Wow, look at that color. Isn't that already mouth-watering looking? If you look closely, you'll see little bubbles of oil on top, which means it is separated from the gravy, and our gravy is now perfectly cooked. So to eat this with rice, I feel that this is the thickness of the gravy, which I would prefer. But if you like a thicker gravy, by all means, you can add a little less water at the earlier stage when we'd added water, or you can let this cook for a little bit longer and it will thicken up. As it is, when this is going to cool, it will thicken up a little bit. Now I'm just going to do a little bit of garnishing to this, which of course is up to you whether or not you like it. I've added some green coriander with my trusty snipping scissors, so no knife involved. And here I have it ready to enjoy.